Here with head football coach Steve Johnson. And coach, coming into week 2 here after a 53-70 loss at Dubuque last weekend. Talk about where you guys are at as a coaching staff, how you recover into week 2 here going forward.
Yeah, our get back and kind of get through is a bit of a shock. I'm closing in on 300 games as a Bethel coach, and I've never been involved in anything remotely like that. And then smart Alec Novak, our basketball coach, is asking me how come I'm giving up more points than our basketball team in 1 week, and so I can live without that. But the defensive piece, we did some great things defensively too, and I take responsibility. We want to be simple and sound so our kids know what's going on. I think we're a little bit complicated in secondary, and we were getting some things, but it's a team deal.
Yep.
But I felt like I need to take responsibility for us we need to be simple and sound and sharp in that way, and then we win that game. And it's one that, more than giving up points or statistics, is that we really want to win. And offensively we were ridiculous. And somebody asked me this week, well, coach, is it kind of fun because it was such a great game? And I was trying to feel that way, but I couldn't because when you're in it and you're involved in it and you care about the kids and you care about what's going on, the winning and losing is the biggest stat, by a lot. And so you don't want to let people down, and we did, and we're going to come back. But the beauty of it is, we all have to. We talk a lot about adversity, is welcome it, punch it in the face, lean into it, do all those things, and because it's going to grow you.
Yeah. And
I have to practice what I preach, and our guys do too. And we're going to be in this thing together, and we love each other, we care about each other, we hurt together, we rejoice together, and it's the way it is. But it is disappointing, and that's it.
Well, like you said, one of the bright spots last week was offense. I mean, you ran 99 plays, something that's never been done before in the history of Bethel football, and you get 737 yards. What did you really like about your offensive strategy going into that game, and how do you think propels you going forward?
Well, one of our goals wasn't to wear out our offense. It was to wear out their defense. But we were worn out at the end. Part of it was the scoring. It was just going frenetic. But we're up-tempo a little bit and working that way. But part of it's just the gifts, and you think about our quarterbacks, and really 4 of them. Joe Carlson really helps with those guys and works those guys around. He doesn't get to play as much, but he's really a core to those guys. And Jake Marsh is a freshman coming in, and we're just so excited about him. Trey Anderson. And then Andrew Dezurk just threw for 400 some yards. But all those guys, they're amazing. But here's what's phenomenal is that they're getting the ball to guys like Bridge Tussler and Gunnar Bloom and Neville and Jackson Canfield and then Johnny Pitlack and then Bompston. And so the gifts are amazing. And now you take all that and then you stick in there. All of a sudden, this offensive line is ridiculous. And so. Here's where it is really my responsibility, fault, whatever you want to say, is where we're defensively we're young, and we got to get to trim it down to where we can just play fast. Yep. Offensively, we're really veteran. I was talking to a reporter a week ago, and he's asked me how many starters were back, and I started naming them. It's like we have 12 starters back out of 11. You know what I mean? So those are different things. And so early in the year, you'd like to have a fun shootout like that and win.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't, so we have to move on, and that's what we'll do. So,
one of the great things about Bethel football is there's always a culture of you're playing for the postseason. 8 trips to the postseason since 2000. So when you lose the first game of the year, you're probably like just a little bit of a hiccup because every game counts. We talked about it last week. So how as a staff and how as a as a corporate group do you guys get past that and just move forward?
We don't really talk about that very much because that is we don't want that to be, we talk a lot about you got to have a plan, but you can't live out there, and you can't be whining or living on what you've done back there. We got to do today. You don't ignore those things, but you got to do today, and so we need to be 1-0 each week and really get out of that kind of, let the fans and stuff, worry about the playoffs and those things. And obviously it's a hiccup, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. I've had, I've talked to coaches before and just said, you got to win your games.
Yeah.
So if you don't win your game, you don't go to playoff. If you win the league, that you go to playoff. So it really is, it's a whole body of work, and you you can't really do that. You have to.
Yeah.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
But you really can't think about, worry about that kind of thing.
Well, let's talk about this in close then, and we've shared about this before, but certainly special to get back to your home soil and play in front of the home fans, and just tell us what that atmosphere is like at Royal Stadium for you. Like you've talked about, this is your 28th season, and it seems like every year when you come back, there's new juice and new life here.
Yeah, it is. It's a special place. Our stadium is packed, and the students love it. Fans. There's people even from the neighborhood, and it gets pretty. It's a great day. To be back here. And one thing about football is it's not like some of the other sports, like you have open gym and all that. It's like you can only play football for those, 10, 12, hopefully 15 weeks. And so when it comes, baby, here we go. And this year we have an amazing home schedule with some great opponents. And we're just really excited about our first game coming up Saturday with Carthage.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to a whiteout on Saturday, Carthage and Bethel, 1 p.m. Let's go, Coach.
Beautiful. Can't wait.
Thank you.